Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Sorry about my voice, but we had football games last night. I yelled quite a bit, so I think that my voice will get a little bit better as we move on, Coach. But boy, what a rough night last night. It was exciting at the end. It was very boring in the middle. It was frustrating at the first. It just kind of had a little bit of everything. And the bottom line is, Padres came into Dodger Stadium and got them another win.
Just outplayed the Dodgers all the way around. Like you said, Casey, it was frustrating early on. The Dodgers got an unearned run, early thanks to an error, so that you felt pretty good there. But I never really felt good after that. I mean, just had a couple opportunities, didn't take advantage of it. I don't think King was sharp. The way he has been, I don't think he was sharp at all. And Landon competed his tail off, but he's a young guy. He's inexperienced, and I think he showed a little too much emotion. I know they mentioned that on the broadcast, but that's not always a bad thing. He's young. He's going to figure out how to channel that a little bit better. Yeah. But at least he's got it in him. He does have that emotion. He wants to excel. He wants to do well. And when he took him out, he patted Dave on the shoulder as they took him out. So that tells you, I wasn't in there. There's probably a good chance to go, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't do what I should have done. Whatever. He's being upfront, but he's a young guy, and. The bottom line, the Dodgers had, their big guys got to make some plays right there, just like the Padres did. I'm not even going to mention the C word. He killed us last time.
Next time you try, you go off on him about how much you like him. Don't do that, Coach. Golly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I got to text you last night. Quit talking about how much you like Cronenworth. He's killed us.
God.
But he's a solid player, and whatever. I mean, we're nothing. There's no earth-shattering news here. The Padres got a good team. They outplayed the Dodgers, and that's how they win. I just don't. Good Lord. You're sitting there thinking, okay, we're going to have either way. Otani's getting up either with a bases loaded or two guys on.
Punch the damn ball.
Yeah. Worst case scenario is one guy on. Worst case, I'm thinking, but it's weird.
Mookie's going to be up with the bases loaded.
Yeah. They said Otani's going to come up. Let's see, it's a home run. I'm thinking, everybody in baseball is thinking, unless there's a triple play, but you never see that. And go to hell. There's a triple play. So you had opportunities. The Padres are a good team. They outplayed the Dodgers. Bottom line.
Yeah, Coach, and we defend Dave. I love Dave. I want him to be our manager. Last night was not a good night for him, man. I'm sorry. You come out and you get the early mistake from Xander Bogaerts. LandonKnack had a good first inning, and he put on that stupid Little League first and third play, Coach. That play stops working like JV baseball in high school. It might work every now and then, but here's the deal, okay? So what you're supposed to do there, and Mookie did it right. The runner at first base goes 3/4 of the way and stops.
Yep. Gets
in the rundown. You draw a throw to second base, and the runner at first base gets in the rundown long enough for the runner at third base to touch home plate. And then you get tagged out after the runner scores, and you steal a run right there with 2 outs, right? I understand the concept. But here's the problem with that, Coach. In high school, I can tell you we do this about 3 times a week to where we do it's called first and third drills. And there's 3 reads for the runner at third base. The first read is, first of all, the catcher has to throw it. That's your first read.
Yep.
Second read is it has to clear the pitcher's head. Third read is you got to read your middle infield and make sure they don't cut the ball off.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So your runner at first base has to read that too. If that third read that infielder cuts the ball off, the runner just goes to second base. Now you have second and third. Yep. And then your runner at third read they cut the ball off. You don't run home. Now you actually stole second base. Now you have second and third instead of first and third and 2 guys in scoring position. So it's bad enough you put that Little League play on, but you put it on obviously not knowing what the hell you're doing. The runner at third base had no idea how to read the play. So if you haven't repped it and you don't know how to run it, don't put the play on. I'm just so frustrated I can't see straight.
No, we had that with the Stillwater High School Pioneers last year. Coach Lee's a great coach, Division I head coach. It's the same thing, Case, you're talking about. It's a steal stop. He'd give a steal sign.
Yes.
He'd literally put his hands up like that. The guys are sprinting down. The throw goes a second. They stop. It's kind of like what you do. If they don't throw, you just take the base. Just exactly the scenario you described there. But we run another. They make one throw, turn around, throw to third, and we're out. And the inning's over. That's
what in the hell? If you don't know how to execute it, then don't run the play. Gosh.
And like they mentioned, the Padres throw through, they get out of the inning right there. They do the same thing later. The Dodgers do the fake throw, look at third, which we've all done for the history of baseball. Actually, we're not throwing the ball. I'd rather, that'd been good if that had happened too. But just the difference in we're going to throw through it. And I was a hard-headed guy. You played for me, Case. I hated just giving up a stolen base. Unless the game's out of whack one way or the other, I'll let him tell him, give a crap. But if we're in a game, I'm throwing the damn guy out if I got a guy I can throw. I mean, I just could not stand to have a guy just steal. There's scenarios you don't get a good grip, whatever. But that's just the difference of the Padres throw through. They get out then, and we got Will up. We got Will Smith up. With 2 outs, he's got a chance of getting hit. He leads off the next thing with a base hit. It's easy to say, and Will is good about hitting the ball the other way. They had him shift. He had a big hole in the right side. They were talking about.
Did you see what he did with that at bat in the next inning? I mean, yes. he served one right into center field, right? I mean,
base hit right there. So you got so a lot of different ways of looking at it. Yeah, I was kind of when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's our old Pioneer steel stop, or the Blue Jays steel stop, whatever, 3/4 and stop. And, whatever. It was just poor execution. They got out of it, and like you mentioned, we didn't get the bunt down there. I mean, worst case scenario, you got 2 on, you got 1 on with Ohtani up. Worst case, you got 1 on. You get a double play, you got Ohtani up. And if they do bunt him over, first thing popped in my mind when he squared, oh, crap, don't do that. You're going to walk Ohtani. I thought, no, that's not too bad. We got MookieBetts right behind him. So it's not a bad – it's a good play.
That's worked out pretty good so far when teams have intentionally walked Shohei Ohtani. Coach.
Tony Holt's thinking about the Pioneers. They're going to walk Ethan Holiday, and oh, crap.
Yeah.
Our next
you don't have MookieBetts behind him.
Yeah, you don't have MookieBetts behind him. So that's almost forcing their hand. We're going to move the runners over. Yeah, we'll go up and out. You pitch Ohtani or walk him. We got MookieBetts coming up, Freddie Freeman right there. So – that was a good play. I know he didn't get the button down, but, of course, it's easy to look back now. Hit the worst place you can hit it right to MannyMachado. Like him or not, he's a great third baseman, great arm.
He's a great player, Coach.
He's a great player. I mean, to field it and go back,
yes.
You never teach him about it.
It was a great play.
You just think he's going to field it and go to second. Okay, so in high school, we're going to teach them. They field that ball, they're going to go to second because they're in front of the bag. No. He's a good enough athlete, great major league third baseman. He goes back, touches it, still gets a triple play because he's got a great arm. Cronenworth's got a great arm to turn it at second. So, great
power
play by the Padres. Yeah, great play by the Padres.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They outplayed you.
They did, Coach, but here's the deal, and you taught me this a long time ago. Eddie Daves has taught me this. You can talk to anybody who's been in the game. Of course, not everybody agrees with everything, but almost everybody I talk to in the game of baseball. And, I'm a savant. I just love baseball. I just can't get enough of the X's and O's of it and just the way it operates and the advantages and disadvantages of it. But you go for the tie at home. You go for the win on the road. You bunt the damn ball to tie the game at home. You have the last at-bats. Odds put you in that favor at that point. You let them walk Ohtani. And then here's another deal, Coach. When you have the bases loaded, okay, one thing that Suarez might not do with the bases loaded, first of all, here's what happens. You can't walk people with the bases loaded, right?
Right.
So MookieBetts is going to probably get 2 cookies in that at bat, just simply because the bases are loaded, right? And so, I mean, there is no way that anybody will ever be able to make an argument to me. And I said, this is not hindsight. This is foresight. You can go back to one of my shows 2 or 3 days ago, and the comment I made was you go for the win at home, you go for the tie on the road. I said that 2 or 3 days ago. So this is not hindsight. Nobody will ever be able to convince me right there that, as you put it, Coach, winning baseball play is not to bunt the ball. You have to bunt the ball there.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a playoff situation. That's what we're in, Case. I mean, the playoffs have started. I mean, from here on out, the Dodgers are in the playoffs. I mean, it's playoff baseball, and then that's I mean, Dave Roberts knows that better than I do. They know what the heck, whatever. But that's winning baseball play, and it's just frustrating that the Dodgers didn't execute any better than they did in a lot of situations right there. You got Will up there, don't get that you run out of the inning, almost run out of the next inning, almost got picked off at second base. I'm not so sure we didn't. So
Teo runs into a double play. I mean,
it's just a lot of things you're going. That's not good baseball.
So relax.
Yeah, it wasn't good baseball for a lot of reasons, and like I said, the Padres played good baseball and they got key hits and they needed it. And end of story, I guess.
I hope this doesn't sound too harsh or like I'm throwing shade, but My message to the team is you deserve to lose, man.
Yep.
I mean, you did not do anything. You did not do anything to go out and beat the Padres. The Padres just did what they do, Coach. They had good enough starting pitching for Michael King. He grinded. He battled. Their bullpen until the ninth inning was spot on, and they gathered hits to score runs. I mean, and they played good defense other than Xander Bogaerts. That's literally what the Padres do. And the Padres came into Dodger Stadium. They did what they do, and the Dodgers just gave that game to them.
Well, the thing about it, which you mentioned, not only the last inning, Suarez has just given up 3 straight hits.
Yeah.
And he's missing his spots. You can see where the catcher's set up. He's not hitting his spots. He's still, the 3 straight hits in a run already. It's not like he wasn't fooling anybody, and they said he had 6 blown saves or whatever. So, it's right. You're thinking, okay, this is it. We're right where we want to be. This cat's giving up 3 straight, base hits. I know they were warming somebody up out in the pen. It was a lefty. I'm sure he was going to face Ohtani. I don't even remember who the lefty was. I know they had a lefty in the pen. I'm sure he was getting set to face Ohtani if he came up. So, but Suarez is not getting anybody out. I mean, he's 3 base hits and he's in struggle mode right there. And it's a 42 game. For a second, nobody out, and this cat hadn't got anybody out yet, and come close. Hadn't 3 solid hits. All 3 of them he missed his spots. You see it right there on TV. They were talking about it. It's supposed to be in. It's right over the middle of the plate. All those things are happening. So it's great opportunities for the Dodgers. They didn't take advantage of that one either. This cat's kind of handing you the game right there. He got 36 saves. The guy's a great reliever, but I don't care. He wasn't on last night. He was giving you a chance to win, and he didn't take advantage. So
if he's not hitting spots with nobody on and nobody out with a 3-run lead, how in the hell is he going to hit his spots with the bases loaded and a 2-run lead?
You're going to make a mistake to MookieBetts.
Damn right he is.
Or Freddie Freeman. Or if you pitch to Ohtani, game over maybe. You make a mistake to him. He touches it, it goes out. But then same way, you got 2 more MVPs right behind him. Make a mistake to one of those 2 guys. The Dodgers are set up to come back and win that game. Like you said, not necessarily deserve to win the game, but this isn't what this is about. Baseball isn't a game you deserve. It's unforgiving. There's no deserving anything. They give you an opportunity to take advantage of it. Doesn't matter if you deserve to win or not. You win the ball game if their closer's not sealing the deal.
I say this all the time, especially at the high school level, even at the major league level. Most games are lost, not won. And I just think we saw that last night. That's just absolutely a fact. So if you're the team that just comes in, like Xander Bogaerts, like I said, I know he made the mistake, but if you're just the team that just kind of shows up, do what you do, don't make mistakes, let the other team lose the game, that seems like that happens. More, like I said, more games are lost than they are won. But hey, we have a 12-hour rule, Coach. You get to bitch and moan about it like I'm doing right now. I'm venting. I'm making myself feel better. I'm spewing my negativity. I understand all that. I feel like as a fan, that's okay at this point. You have 12 hours to chew on this game, the 12-hour rule, Coach. After the 12 hours, you got to just put on your big boy pants and suck it up and get over all your negativity, get over all your frustration, move to the next day. But we're still in that 12-hour window. So I hope I'm not being too negative here, Coach. Just kind of spewing some frustration, right?
Case, we're fans. This is what we do right here. I mean, we're baseball coaches on a lower level, an amateur level, but we're baseball coaches, baseball purists who love the game, who love the Dodgers. So, no, I'm not going to apologize, and I know you're not going to either for being a fan. Try to look at it, from the baseball standpoint, which we just did. What we were just talking about here was baseball. Things that we've done, we've seen, what we saw last night. So,
at least our experience.
Our experience in baseball, and everybody on here that's watched this has their own experience. And these guys are a couple of idiots. That's fine. That's the beauty of this game.
That's fine.
They can watch us and go, "Those 2 guys are clowns." Okay, just don't watch. We're gonna do what we do. That's okay.
Kind of like the Padres. We're going to do what we do.
Hey, when Profar makes 2 great catches out of left field.
Talking about Cronenworth. Please, Coach.
I did. I brought up Profar.
Can you go Can you talk about how bad he sucks today or something?
I hope so.
Please.
I hope he does suck today. I'm still going to like him, but I hope he does suck today. Right. I want Profar to start sucking. He made 2 great plays out of left field, and he gets under everybody's skin. But he makes 2 great catches out in left field.
Yeah.
The second one was even better, in my opinion. I thought the second one was even a better catch. So, tip of the cap to the guy. He used to play for the Rangers. I used to like him when he played for the Rangers because I'm a Rangers fan deep down, but behind the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of
he
course,
needs to suck too. Everybody, they need to start sucking more. Okay.
No doubt. Of course, as soon as Cronenworth hit the home run, my first thought in my head was, Coach.
Coach Holt needs to shut up. Quit talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you texted me. I know that. You told me to shut up last night. Don't ever talk about him again.
Never. Okay. Hey, some of the bright spots, man. Tommy Edman, he got the base hit late. That's what everybody's going to remember.
Yep.
But early in the game, I don't, just kind of little things that could go unnoticed because it didn't pay off last night. But over the long haul, even of a playoff scenario, winning baseball plays, as you say, Coach.
Yep.
2 strikes, he shortened up with no outs after Will Smith got that leadoff base hit. He just shortened up and hit about a 17 hopper to the second baseman.
Yep.
And moved Will Smith to second base. I know the Dodgers didn't score there, but in the future they will, right?
Yeah.
That's winning baseball. Tommy Edman, winning baseball. And then another one, that one in left center that the catcher hit. I can't even remember their name. It's so hard to pronounce their catcher's name.
I can't pronounce his name. Yeah.
Yeah. So he hits it to left center. And, Coach, you always teach your outfielders, if you ever have to turn your back to the field, then you're not crow hopping. You're not trying to be accurate. What you're doing, that's why you double cut. Of course, that wasn't a double cut. But what you do as an outfielder is you pick up the baseball, you find your cutoff man, and just throw it in the general vicinity as fast as you can.
Yep.
Because getting the ball towards the infield is way more important than being accurate at that point. Because the runner's going to see whether the ball's actually in flight or not, and it doesn't really, a lot of times in that situation, have time to read just how bad the throw is. So, I mean, he just picks up the ball and just turns around and throws it in the general vicinity of Miguel Rojas and keeps the Padres, their catcher, to a single instead of a double. That's 2 bases right there that Tommy Edman created just because he's a coach's son and he knows how to play the game. Those little things will turn into winning baseball plays. Well, they are winning baseball plays. They will turn into results more times than not.
Yeah, and the catcher, again, I can't pronounce his name, but they were kind of throwing shade at him for not getting a double. Oh, he'll catch heck in the
That was Tommy Edman right there.
That was great. But I'm sort of thinking, well, did he slip? Did he stumble? Did he fall? He didn't. Maybe he's not the fastest guy in the world like a lot of catchers, but he really had no chance to go into second or he'd been out. That's just, as you mentioned, that's winning baseball, Tommy. There's a reason why the Dodgers coveted this guy for so long and couldn't wait to get him out there. He's proven it. He every game,
I love that guy.
Even if he's 0 for 4, he's doing something. He's doing a winning baseball play somehow. Somebody, like you said, the hopper to second base, he had no chance to get Will. We got a runner moved over without having to bunt just because he put the ball in play. Great play there, but there's a reason why the Dodgers coveted him. There's a reason why he's our guy now. We love him. And, again, the coach's son grew up around the dugout, just like you and I did. My dad wasn't a coach. I guess I grew up around the ag building. My dad was an ag teacher, but, showing pigs and stuff. But
yeah,
I grew up, my brothers were baseball guys, so I kind of grew around loving the game. So, that was a great play by him and gave us opportunity. Now, of course, the catcher then goes and steals second base. That kind of pissed me off. Okay. And really – pretty easily. He just kind of took it.
But that goes to show you how great of a play Edman made. He's athletic enough to steal a base.
Yeah, and he didn't look slow when he stole second base.
That's what I'm saying.
He was not, he wasn't, but he stole second base pretty easily. So it's not like the guy's slow and he didn't trip, stumble, he wasn't loafing. Yeah. Just to give again, like we said on the triple play, give them credit for a great play right there. Give Tommy a great, credit for a great job of holding the guy at first base. And like you said, Kate, those plays come out winning more than not. The Dodgers win the next 2 games, the heck with it. But we're not
the next game, just tonight. JackFlaherty.
If they win the next 2 games, you got anything to worry about. But right now, you can't worry about the next 2 games. You got to worry about the first pitch tonight. You got to win tonight, then you worry about tomorrow.
We talked about that yesterday. You got to go 1-0. I mean, you're not trying to go 3-0. You're trying to go 1-0. So we've seen a lot of bad Oklahoma State football teams in the past, right? Try to beat OU and Nebraska, unfortunately. And it's like they come out in these big games or they play the better teams and they do all these things. It's like seems like they're having all this momentum and it's like the end of the first quarter and it's 3-0. Yeah. And like we did all this good stuff and we only put 3 points. We only got a 3-point lead. So last night, you have the error by Bogarts, you got the leadoff base hit by Shohei Ohtani. It just seems like you have everything going the Dodgers' way, and you're down 2-1 at the end of 1.5 innings because Landon. I mean, it was like, wow, it just seems like the Dodgers have had momentum in this entire game and we're losing. I mean, that was just kind of a weird. That was almost like an ominous, like, I've seen this book written before, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that Knack's pitch count was great to the fourth inning. I think he was in the teens the first 3 innings. Again, the 3-run homer by the player that I'm not going to name again, the unnamed player.
Thank you.
I won't say that guy's name, but, other than that homer, I mean, I think he was 11, 16, 17. Then he throws up a 38, 39 that inning, and that kind of, then you're in trouble. Now you're in trouble because that's way too many pitches in one inning. He struck out. Then the Dodgers had to take him out there. And the bullpen did a good job. I mean, there's some more positivity you want to throw out there. There's some guys out of the pen, and they kept it. They just stabilize the game. That's what you want. That's what they did. They stabilized the game and gave the Dodgers a chance to come back. So the bullpen, kudos to those guys. I'm not upset with Landon. I mean, he didn't get us beat. That one inning, he had to throw so many pitches. He had to come out. Again, you can say, well, you got the 3-run homer. Yeah, it still counts. It's kind of like, we held him to 30 yards rushing, except Terry Miller went 80 yards. Well, that still counts.
Still counts.
That's you don't take that away. Those still all count. So.
Bottom line is he gave up 4 runs in 4 innings. That's not going to win.
No, that's not going to win. But
I love Landon.
No, absolutely.
He would be the first one to tell you that's not going to win.
No, again, he got in the fourth. He could have gone longer, but like I said, I think he was almost 40 pitches. I think he's 39 that he had in the fourth inning there. I think his last, because he's at 38, I think he got the guy out.
I think his start had good moments. I think he'd be the first one to tell you it wasn't the start his team needed.
The base hits they got off in case you could see the replays. They were all very hittable. Hanging curveball.
Yes, they were.
Fastball.
And the home run was just.
Yeah, right down the middle of the plate.
You can't do that against
change
a team
up
like the Padres.
to the lefty that's inside. Change up to the lefty that's. Yeah, those are hittable pitches, and he'd be the first one to tell you that. So execution of those pitches that they hit, a good team's going to crush those. That's what the Padres did. And the Dodgers, we get some opportunities. They usually do those sort of things too. Just didn't happen last night.
You mentioned that King was a little bit erratic early, and he was, Coach, but it's not always a bad thing to be effectively wild, which is kind of what he was. So you mentioned LandonKnack's mistakes were like hangers that leave the ballpark. Michael King's mistakes were like he was pulling the ball out of the zone and throwing pitches that weren't strikes, right? There's a big difference there because then when he buckled down, and by the way, he did strike out Shohei Ohtani. That was absolutely a strike that he threw on Ohtani. I was very impressed with Michael King's mentality. He showed me everything I need to know about him. After he did not get the strike call and 3-2 count to Ohtani, and he came back and maybe made the best 4 pitches of the night. I believe the bases were loaded at the time, and just kind of walked out the field like at the umpire, like, okay, you want to take that pitch away from me? I'll just get better then. Yeah. And I was like, oh wow, that's my coach's instinct. Like watching that guy was like, that guy's a dog. I was impressed with that sequence.
Yeah, he struck out Betts on a sweeper. I hate the sweeper because I don't know how the hell.
Got to lay off the left turn of Michael King, Coach. If you swing at the left turn,
yeah, you're right. It ended up way out of the zone. Yeah, he struck out Mookie with the bases loaded. Yeah. So that's one we had talked about. That was early in the game, but we got a chance there. We got our one of our dudes up for the loaded. Got the sweeper. I mean, I know that's the new thing. I hate it if I'm a hitter. How the hell do you hit that? You got to
don't swing at it. None of them were strikes. Don't swing at it.
It's like Bruce Sutter back in the days when I was a kid. Well, I wasn't a kid when Bruce Sutter was out. I was in my teens and 20s probably. Even I hated it. I didn't like it when you beat the Dodgers. But anyway, he's doing a split finger fastball. Hey, watch it. 90% of them are out of the stinking zone. But people are swinging at it because it starts out in the zone. I'm going to kill this. It ends up in the freaking dirt, So, you could lay off of it. So that's a credit to the pitcher for making that pitch. But, the sweeper, I mean, that thing broke, 3 or 4 feet to the left.
It was Blake trying stuff.
Yeah, it was way out of the zone. I think it was a check swing, but he had no chance of hitting that. Yeah.
Which, again, that might have played a decision in Dave's mind. He remembered that at bat for MookieBetts. That maybe why he didn't bunt Miguel Rojas because he didn't think MookieBetts was having a good night, something like that. But I'll say this, man. You throw the kind of night that a guy like MookieBetts is having out, and you just bet on MookieBetts. Always bet on MookieBetts because he is MookieBetts, and he. I know he's struggling in the playoffs, and I know, man, the social media is just. Of course, I'm being very negative today too. So throw me in that ring. But it's pretty relentless if you try to get on social media and read about the game. And I know he struggled, but he is MookieBetts. But hey, did you kind of feel like that first and third play made the players feel like Dave was pressing a little bit, like he's trying to force the issue here?
Yeah, I don't watch every game. Have we ever done that this year? I mean, do we do that very often? I don't.
We've done it. We've done it a couple of times, I think, maybe.
Yeah, a couple. But it didn't look. It wasn't a polished play. I mean, the base runner first did his job. Throw goes through, so he stops. I mean, he did his job. But the idea that didn't. Okay, they throw to second. He stops. We turn to throw to third, and the guy's out. We didn't get a good read at third base. As great a player as Mookie is, there wasn't good to read there at third base. You don't usually make two throws and you're out there. I mean, you might get a guy, whatever you may get to throw, a guy stop, and the guy at third's not going, so you just go ahead and get the run down, whatever you do, or you just don't make a throw at all. What the Dodgers did, they just didn't throw it. But.
Yeah, right. The Dodgers did not throw it at all. And the Padres bullpen has been the best bullpen in the game of baseball since the trade deadline. You can thank, I think, Tanner Scott, who we saw last night, for that. And you could just feel it, Coach. I even tweeted it out. When the Dodgers got behind and it like was 1-2, then it was 3, and then they weren't scoring, what happens is those like there's a saying in baseball, get the lead, then make the game boring.
Yeah.
That's what the Padres were doing. They got the lead, and then they used their bullpen to make the game boring, like until obviously the 9th inning. But you could just feel those middle innings melt away. Like you feel like, hey, it's only 4th inning, guys. We got plenty of at-bats. Let's go. And then all of a sudden you look up and it's the 8th inning, and you're like, dang, we still haven't scored. And then all of a sudden you just start feeling at that point. So you kind of felt like when the Dodgers weren't putting anything together in the middle innings, it was going to create a lot of tension because the tension increases as you go on.
Oh, yeah. You get down to the short, as we call the old short rows there, the farmer's turn, go down the short rows in the last inning there. Suarez is not getting anybody out. I mean, even the ball that was a triple play was hit hard, just happened to be right at Manny. That's a few feet right or left, and the Dodgers tie the game right there to get Ohtani up, with the guy on winning run on second. It's a whole different game, didn't whatever, bring a lefty if you want, who cares? But, so it's such a fine line, especially great Major League Baseball players, which is what the Dodgers and the Padres are. Yeah. Such a fine line between winning and losing, and opportunities come and go by the wayside, and you're, oh, man, we're going to regret that, and we did, we being the Dodgers. Yeah.
Couple things left here. I thought the turning point, LandonKnack had a badass sequence to MannyMachado. I mean, like, wow, that a boy Landon. And I mean, Landon's fired up, and then Xander Bogaerts gets the hit. Yep. And then they score 2 runs. Like, that was the turning point of the game. Because you're like, oh, wow, look at that. We just got Machado out. Landon just dominated him. Perfect execute. But you kind of knew Xander Bogaerts, after that mistake he made, was going to make up for it. So that sequence to Ohtani was just anticlimactic, because then you still didn't get out of the inning. I thought that was a big turning point.
Yeah, and I can use the B word. I won't use the C word, David. Bogaerts has been a good player in the major leagues for a long time.
He sucks. We're trying to get a little different.
That guy sucks.
Yeah, a little different juju today. It's like when the other team scores 9 runs, you go, okay, everybody move somewhere else.
Yes, let's change the mojo here. Bogaerts been a great player with the Red Sox, and he's been a great player, just a very good major league player for a long time. So, that's just another thing that Padres have done a great job with the guys they picked up. Like you said, I think you said yesterday, next to the Dodgers, they're pretty close second as far as the acquisitions they've made. And the biggest one may be Mike Schilt. What a great job by the manager there.
Absolutely.
A lifetime Cardinal. He was in the organization, 30-something years. And then after he became the manager, he got fired or whatever. And so he come up through the ranks of a great organization. He knows what it takes. Whatever happened in St. Louis happened. The dude can manage, and he's very solid there, and that's obvious with their ball club. They're very well coached.
All my little birdie Cardinal fans, which is a bunch of them, said that I don't think the organization liked the fact that they had a manager that didn't play Major League Baseball. That bothered, I think, a lot of their alumni, and I think that he just never could quite get the buy-in in the Cardinal system, just simply because of that fact alone. Okay.
I don't think La Russa or Lasorda played Major League Baseball. I
agree.
I agree. They did okay, especially La Russa.
Yeah.
Case closed. Anyway, find something else to complain about.
Last comment here before I got to take the Dodgers dogs for a walk, Coach.
Yeah, baby, they're fired up.
This is why you get JackFlaherty. There's more than just having nasty stuff and going and doing good things as an ace. One of the biggest jobs as an ace is to say, hey, things aren't looking good. We lost a game yesterday. We can't lose a second game. Give me the damn ball and let me be the stopper. That's what Flaherty needs to do today.
That's as you mentioned, Case. That's why the Dodgers got him. He's been our dog, and he's been a dog other places he's been too. So, yeah, we lost the game. It's frustrating. Blah blah blah. Triple play this. Blah blah blah. The C word, that the B word.
I feel better now.
Yeah, the best word. I'll just say the S word. The manager of the S word. I won't even mention his name anymore. But whatever. But yeah, get a guy. Here's a baseball. Go do your thing, man. And that's why you got him. And I'm looking forward to watching it tonight. I mean, I know, whatever. It's baseball. I'm like you. I'll piss and moan until about 10 o'clock here? Yep. Well, I guess it'll be later.
I think I'm done. I think I ran my gamut.
Yeah, we're on Pacific Coast time. We can go a little later here. It'll be like noon today. About noon, I can shut up and quit whining, and I'll mention the C word again. And no, I won't. I'll lay off that one because I don't want you texting me tonight and getting pissed off again.
I think, if anything, I don't know how good this show was, but it was therapy for me, Coach. So
me too.
I feel better. I bitched and moaned. I got all my bitch and moans out. Okay, I'm within my 12-hour window to be able to bitch and moan about this game. Now I'm ready to move on. I'm pumped, man. Let's go. I wish we could throw out the first pitch right now, right, Coach?
That's right. Let's tee it up right now. What are we waiting on? I used to hate waiting, but if I coached football, couldn't stand it. Just wait all the time. Let's go and hit somebody in the mouth.
Absolutely.
Feel the same way. So sometimes in baseball, you can't have a football mentality, but sometimes you can.
Yeah,
I'm ready to tee it up tonight and hit somebody in the mouth. Just theoretically, not really.
Absolutely.
Let's tee it up. The Dodger dogs are barking in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Casey Porter is fired up.
Let's go.
Stillwater, Oklahoma, I'm fired up. Let's go. Let's tee this sucker up and let's go.
It's a great day to be a Dodger, Coach. It's great to see your face. I love you.
Love you too, Case, and go Dodgers.